Hey everybody, I'm back for a whiskey only video. Today we're going to talk about Pinhook straight bourbon whiskey, and that's the company. The whiskey is called Bourbon Country and it's their 9th release. I don't know anything about the company other than what the guy at the store told me, and I don't know anything about the whiskey other than a little bit of what he told me. Again, I know that it is from Kentucky and aged for 3 or more years. That's all it says. Bottled in Frankfort, Kentucky. So what they're trying to do is something like what I'm trying to do. They're trying to blend two passions, and one of the passions is horse racing, and the other passion is whiskey. So I've got crypto and I've got whiskey. So we're going to do a little unbottling, and I will taste it and tell you what I think of it. Not that that means too much, but it might give you some ideas on whether or not you might like it. So it's bottled pretty well. I like that it's in a wine bottle and solid coat of wax over the corked area. So I think this would be just fine to put in your cellar or wherever you like to store whiskey for a while. The label is real simple. You kind of have to know a little bit here to get what you're getting into. Pinhook straight bourbon whiskey, but then at the top of the label, it has, in this case, Bourbon Country. And I guess that's the release. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you guys. But that's what I believe, and so let's get to it. Like I said, a solid waxing, and off pops the cork. Yeah, smells good. I'm gonna just drink it neat first, just to taste it. Wow, that's a pretty hot. Yeah, 95.5 proof. I like it though. It's got some earthy notes at the finish, almost a spicy earthy note. Again, don't take everything I have as like I'm any kind of professional, but I do like to try a lot of different whiskeys. It's actually not super complex, but it's easy to drink despite it being 95 proof. I'm going to go ahead and drop an ice cube in there. Actually, I'm going to drop a couple of drops of water in first and just see what that does. That was a few more drops than I wanted, but on a hot whiskey like that, I'm not too worried. Ooh, that makes it better. I got more scent right when I brought the glass up to my nose. It's very balanced, but I can definitely taste a woody or oaky flavor. And not in a bad way, not in an overpowering way. I would say that this is an easy to drink. I think it's going to be good, actually, with ice cubes in it, which I actually don't do that often. It was also very reasonably priced. I want to say $36 for the bottle when I bought it. So that's the picture. The company, Pinhook Straight Bourbon Whiskey. They are out of Kentucky, but also I think the company also has some New York roots to it. 9th release, called Bourbon Country. I think the rye is supposed to be pretty good too. I'm going to have to try it. I like it enough that I would definitely consider buying this again. I think the ice watered it down too much. Almost tastes, with ice, it almost tastes a little like I'm gonna get slayed on the internet for this. You guys are gonna hammer me for this. It almost tastes like a Scotch a little bit. Once you add that ice, it almost tastes like if you take Johnny Walker Red and you put it over ice. Remember, I'm not a professional. In case I hadn't mentioned that like already 3 times. That's what I say at the poker table too. Definitely not a professional there. Although I might be doing better in poker than I am in cryptocurrency. But let's not go there. That's interesting. I wonder how this would be in an old-fashioned. I'm going to just take another sip neat. I know there's still a little bit of water in there, but for those of you that like a traditional old-fashioned that also isn't too bold, I mean, just Angostura bitters, sugar, splash of water, and then the ice cube and the bourbon, I think this would be really good with that. Just zest the orange peel. I would go orange with this one. And boy, I think that would be a decent old-fashioned. So, yeah, it's not a seek it out to buy, but it's certainly, especially for the price, isn't bad. I would say that overall, I really like the presentation. I like the heat. And I like that it seems pretty versatile as I added water, as I added ice, and I do think it would, like I said, a simple old-fashioned. Don't go crazy with over-the-top bitters. Don't go crazy with muddling a cherry or a citrus slice in there. If you brought this back to a basic old-fashioned mix, I think that would be good, and I think it was good neat. And on the rocks, I think you might be a little underwhelmed, but for the price, eminently drinkable. So there you have it, my uncorking and first tasting of Pinhook Bourbon Country whiskey. And give me some feedback, what you guys liked about this. I wanted to make this a shorter video and just focusing on one thing and one thing only, and that was one bottle of whiskey. So if you liked that, if you want me to do more single bottle tryouts so that you can listen and see if it's something you want, then leave a comment below. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel so that you get alerts when I upload a new video. And please ask questions. As if you guys watch my live streams, I try to be very interactive, and I'll do my best to be interactive on videos that I record like this too. So that's it. See ya.